For this episode of How We Created, I'm going to break down the Muppets on Jerry Springer. This was actually a sketch I wrote when I was 16 and just recently wanted to create it. So it began with doing the character sheets for Jerry and just one angle for the Muppet characters. Since I already had the script, I sent it to my voice actor so he could play all the characters. Once I did that, I storyboarded the scene so we could plan it carefully. I received the audio back from Matt Curtis and began the animatic and Toon Boom harmony. I decided to create 2 shots and have the second one zoom out rather than planning 3. Originally the first shot was going to be the audience fist pumping, but I realized it just has the same effect if they're static. Once we were happy with that, I began the key poses in Toon Boom harmony. So I kept the animation fairly limited for this one and only moved the essentials. I also left wiggle room for Scott so we could make them fight how he wanted. Once I drew poses, I left notes for Scott and sent off the files. While he did the in-betweens, I designed the backgrounds to resemble the Jerry Springer set from the late 90s. I also had the tedious task of making an entire audience of Muppets for the original show. Once I finished the backgrounds, Scott sent back the files and I started colouring the characters. After that, I exported the files ready for shading in After Effects. Once I opened After Effects, I imported the files and started shading the characters. I also set up the cameras so I could zoom out from shot 2. Then I exported the files and brought them into Premiere. This is where I compiled it all together and exported for YouTube. So here I'll show you the animatic and the final render.
We now return to the Muppets on Jerry Springer. So you're telling me this man had an affair with all of you?
What? You're kidding me. I'm Jim Henson's hand.
He fisted all of us!
Get him!